Hallo, liebe Zuschauer zu Hause, herzlich willkommen in der Ausstellung Jenes Selbst, unser Selbst in der Kunsthalle Tübingen von Marina Abramović. Marina Abramović ist eine der bekanntesten lebenden Künstlerinnen und gemeinsam haben wir zusammen die Ausstellung Jenes Selbst entwickelt und gehen zum ersten Mal den spirituellen Einflüssen in ihrem Werk nach. Mit diesem Livestream wollen wir Ihnen die Möglichkeit geben, Marina Abramović persönlich kennenzulernen und auch Ihr Interesse zu wecken, hier in unsere Ausstellung zu kommen. Marina, thank you very much for being here with us. It's a great honor for me to have you here. Welcome to Tübingen.
I'm really honored and very happy to be here.
You have been several times in Tübingen in the 70s. You exhibited in the gallery Ingrid Dacic. How is it to come back for you?
You know, when I came to Tübingen in the 70s, I came to Tübingen in very difficult circumstances of my life. First of all, at that time, I lived in a car, which is just a simple Citroen with no heating, no bathrooms or anything like that, and with Ulay, and we live in this car close to 5 years. So I never came to Tübingen in the summer. I only came to Tübingen when it was cold, when we was out of money, when we have no shelter, and we would always go to the family Dacic. And family Dacic was give us, warm breakfast, warm lunch, warm dinner, the house to sleep, and also buy our work, because there was a collectors, and they have a very little gallery where we show our work. In that time, it was just finished the Kunsthalle Tübingen, the building, and I remember the in that time, very important abstract painter Kiefer was having show, and I remember coming to this Kunsthalle in that period to see the show. And for us, from our perspective, in the time when performance was very new category of art, this was a dream. Kunsthalle was something unachievable that I was thinking, oh my God, maybe one day I could be here. And now, after all these years, we are talking more than 40 years, not only that I'm here, but we are opening, exhibition of my work.
And did you develop with Ulay also new work in Tübingen?
Yes, no, Tübingen was not just shelter and showing the work, but also there was a place that we can produce the work. We made 2 pieces here. One was the Free in the Memory, with the Dacic, who actually is a doctor. He handled the camera. Everything was done homemade in his living room. And I was standing in the front of the camera and, really remembering all the words that was in my head in Slavic language to really free memory. This was a part of the cyclus, which I call freeing the memory, talking till I can't remember anymore, freeing the voice, screaming till I can't scream anymore, and freeing the body, moving my body till I can't move the body. So their performances, 2-3 hours, the freeing of the body was full 6 hours. And this was the part that I was finishing, my cyclus of work in ex-Yugoslavia, and then moving to work with Ulay. And then one more work we was trying here to do, which was talking about similarity. And also that work was, the collaboration work with Ulay, we also was doing some research and trying out to do it here in Tübingen.
And your collaboration with Ulay, what did it mean for you in these days, for your inner development?
First of all, to meet Ulay came in a very important moment in my life when I was came with my own performances to stand-by situation, because I was pushing very much my physical limits of my body, and and it was more and more becoming dangerous. So I met Ulay in Amsterdam. I was invited to do a TV program on performance art, and the day I met him, it was my birthday. And in the evening after the program was finished, I say, I would like everybody to offer the drink. And they say, Uli stand up and say, me too. I say, why? He says, my birthday too. And I say, I don't trust you, show me your documents. And he didn't have any documents at the time. Only what he had is diary, and the 13th November, it was rip off the missing page. And I looked into this, and I took my diary, and also the 13th November was rip off of my diary, because actually I always have a problem with my birthday, and I always take it out, and I never want to celebrate. And this was like such a huge similarity. Later on, we find more similarity, and this was like really a start of love relationship and working together. And it was important at that time because we actually put two energies together to create something which we call that self, male and female, creating something which is like a third existence. And when I met Uli, half of his face was, with a shaved and with makeup and long hair, another half was actually, the beard and short hair. So basically he presents half man and half woman. And it was incredibly interesting to me to see that. But during our collaboration work, he was the man and I was the woman. We didn't need to play the two roles in the same time.
And we show that self in the exhibition. Perhaps you can just tell us what we see in the biggest room of the exhibition hall.
First of all, the Dr. Professor Fritz, you create this show in incredible way because somehow, you're the curator. For an artist to choose the work for show is not always a good idea because artists don't have really the kind of large picture, about everything he do. And sometimes artists think that one work is great and actually is not. And the one of the really, really functional curators and art criticism is to actually have the very, global point of view of the work. And they are probably many times much righter than artists. So I see this show, first of all, as a very new way of putting certain works together and also discovering works that have never been shown. So this exhibition is new and special for me, like really seeing my work in a very different way. And a part of this, you have also with the great idea that was not just enough to curate the show, but also to have the idea to invite 7 different writers to write from the different aspects on my work, like theology, like science, like philosophy, like psychology. And that's really, again, showing me my work the way I never saw before.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Let's talk more about that self, that work. What did you intend to provoke at the audience with this work?
What is the intention?
That self?
Yeah.
What did you intend to provoke in your audience, you and Uli? Did you have the audience in mind in the 70s? Was it a topic?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. First of all, I'm the artist who never can make the work without audience. I will never make any of these heavy works, relating to with the pain, with the suffering, and ever in my own home, because I don't like pain, I don't like suffering, and I don't like this kind of unpleasant experiences. I really like to stage difficulties in the front of the public, use the energy of the public, and then show them that if I'm afraid of pain, as everybody else, I can actually, by doing it and confronting the pain in the front of me, that I can get the return of that fear and liberate myself from the feeling. So I want to be a mirror for the public. If I can do to myself, they can do for themselves. So to me, relation work with Uli was very important. It was really something that is as old as a humankind on this planet, is the relation between male and female, two energies together and what they can produce, and all the problems of relationship and how to come on other side. So the public can look in the work, can actually see themselves in the work, and also project their own problems, their own relationships. And that's the work.
Unfortunately, this relationship didn't last forever, and you separated from Uli. And I had the feeling that the collective memory then became more and more important for you. and this is what we show with some works in the exhibition. You refer to figures, for example, Saint Therese, Saint Teresa, the saint. You refer to this figure.
Yeah.
Why did you choose this figure of a saint?
No, first to just says a little bit about the relationship. Ule and my relationship really lasts for 12 years. But I think, you know, we never repeat ourselves. We never rehearse performances. It was incredibly intense relation in life and work. And physically, I think in that kind of way, it was not possible longer. So we separate very dramatically on the Great Wall of China, each of us working for 2 ends, meeting in the middle, say goodbye, after walking 2,500 kilometers. And in a way, it was fine. It was really, you know, okay to do that. And the sum of the work is presented here in the show. But then after, you know, that I had lots of interest in spirituality in my research. And I also spent lots of time, you know, living with Aborigines in Central Australia, have a relation with Tibetan monks in India, visiting shamans in Brazil. And, you know, I want to learn how to use my body in so many different ways. And Eastern and some of the Western, you know, the cultures have the key to that. And to do that, I am not a tourist in these cultures. I become participant. I really wanted to live some of these exercises myself. Asceticism, a long period not eating, not talking, you know, doing heavy physical, mental exercises to strengthen my willpower and so on. So that there is one room here in the show who is dedicated to Santa Teresa d'Avila, which was very big inspiration for me. Santa Teresa d'Avila, you know, it was, you know, living in 16th century, and there were lots of people said that she, you know, the witnesses at the time described her levitating in the church. And I was fascinating about this, you know, that you have that kind of power to do that, and she learned. And then is a very funny story of Santa Teresa d'Avila that actually inspired my work, that she was levitating in the church all day long, and then finally she's extremely hungry. She go home to make a soup, and she go to make this soup, and she can't control divine force. And in the middle of cooking the soup, divine force actually, you know, lift her up, and she start levitating. And now she's angry on divine force because she can't finish the soup. So this whole idea that you can actually be angry at divine force not to finish the soup, it was something so human, so wonderful, and so humorous. So I find in Spain a very abandoned the church, who actually was for Cartesian nuns who never see any human being when they get into monastery. And they was doing the food for 8,000 orphanage children, and only had the one little door, no, actually opening in a kitchen. Only the children could see their hands giving the food. And that kitchen was completely abandoned. And I went to see it, and all the dishes, all the pots, everything was there as it was. Even the old skull from the, you know, made from plaster. And I went there and I made entire homage to Santa Teresa.
With a little bit individual aspect also.
Yes.
You also did your individual memory, and I find it wonderful, this bricolage of different directions from the memory, your own and the collective.
You know, first of all, the kitchen of my grandmother was the center of my world. Everything was happening in the kitchen. You know, not just eating breakfast and food, but also listening to the classic music. First time I heard the colors from the grandmother radio when I was 14, then telling the dreams, you know, explaining what the dreams mean. All this stuff, all the kind of magic world of spirits was in that kitchen. And so just a little thing in this video where I found a little pot which I'm holding the milk. And it's just this idea of concentrating of this milk, and as long as little drops, because of holding, you can't hold the stillness, the drops of milk falling down, and just kind of, you know, reflecting on mortality, reflecting on life, meaning of life, and everything else.
And when did you get the idea to pass your inner experiences with different cultures to the audience, and what kind of work then exists. We have it in the background already. It's a wonderful, and for me it's one of the favorite videos in the background of you. It's, where is it? It's in South America, isn't it?
This is Brazil, it's the north of Brazil. You know, I've been researching lots of crystals because I always believe the crystals are a simplified computer of the planet, which can encapsulate the energy, the light, the electricity. And I really work with material. To me, you know, as you know, how important was the material to Joseph Beuys, what he's using. Here we have from dry chamomile to crystal to copper, all these kind of elements. And I remember finding on the street abandoned, you know, double bed, the kind of construction without mattress, without anything, and carrying this literally in a truck and bringing it to the spot in the outside of in the field, and you know, and then putting crystals under and lying there. But you know, sometimes things there is a synchronicity in the world. I never had that moment. You have to believe me. That sky and that kind of, you know, incredible darkness in the behind me, it was just there at that moment when I was filming it, and the wind come and move my hair. You know, sometimes you have to find the kind of energy spots in nature who work with you, and everything was working for me with the nature to make this work.
This is great, and you can really feel it if you're here in this room. That's going through your body. It's really a wonderful installation. At the end of our parcours, we have the live. We are both very happy that we can show this work, the live. It's a virtual reality work at the end. It's I think it's your recent work, isn't it? You did. At the moment, we are mounting it. It's not ready installed, but we will make it in the end. What does it mean for you to have this new technology in your work?
You know, I start with new technology. First of all, I have love and hate relation to technology. In the beginning, when it starts all the computers and everything, I just kind of ignore it. And I was old school, I hate everything. But then I realized that nothing is actually wrong with technology. Is wrong with us, our addiction and our actually nature that we embrace technology and completely take our time away from us. And that's the problem, our relation to technology, not technology itself. So I start looking in much more kind of open, to have open relation to technology. And I was interested in making the something with the virtual reality. And as soon I put the actual equipment on my eyes, and I realized I don't like virtual reality. And why I don't like? Because you exclude your body. The moment you put this on your eyes, brain thinks what you see is true, but your body stops existing.
And your feelings.
You don't see we delete the body completely. But then, you know, with the Tin Drum, the company, when they proposed me to work with the mixed reality, I was so intrigued, because in mixed reality, you have glasses who see you, the space, whatever you see, as we are seeing now, plus the mixed reality, the real reality and the other reality in the corner. And that was so interesting. Plus, you know, in the virtual reality, the image is built from the stills made from the photography into the computer. So you create some kind of avatar, which is actually not you, but artificial you. But in a mixed reality, it's 36 video camera. So basically, and it's not like hologram, because hologram you have to project it on surface, on something in the front. But here you are built out electricity and light. So basically what you see is 360-degree yourself. And this is mind-blowing. To me, you know, the video recording is one of the reminding of performance, because, you know, everything else is a memory or the video recording of photography. But here you have much farther. You have something which 360-degree yourself. And to me, this is a really way to immortality. And I think that still when I'm alive, you can read in a different way. But the moment I'm not there anymore, what is left, it's life, it's pretty good.
And it lasts forever.
Like
our book that we made and like our exhibition. What does it mean for you that we have done this project together? What does this exhibition mean to you?
You know, this, which you see, I never had exhibition before. That, you know, I had lots of shows in museums and all, but we never exhibition have with some works from the different periods together, some new works, but we never finish it with life. We never finish with something which actually can give solution to mortality, solution to something of the performance never had before. And this is unique. This exhibition, because of the life, is absolutely unique.
Very nice. And what can the visitors experience in our exhibition?
What?
What can the visitors, the people, experience in this exhibition?
You know, I am never interested in that, because what I'm interested only is about quality and everything that I can do to do my best. When you do your best, interpretation is something unpredictable. You know, in my case, in my life, we always have two categories of people, the one who love and one who hate. The only thing that I never had in my life, indifference. Never anybody is indifferent. Or you bring lots of emotions or lots of anger. So we have to see. We have no idea.
We have to see, and I hope you have become curious about this show, which opens on Saturday, 24th, and please come.
And I would like to add one more thing. I would like to add something for the public. And I'm looking now straight to the public. You know, this show is not like a normal show. It's different. This show needs time. You have to spend time with the work. Because the work, some work is slow, it's meditative. You have to sit down, you have to relax, you have to switch your phone off. And you really go once, look everything, come back, and then, you know, just be together with the work. This work needs time, that's it. And I hope you enjoy it.